The weather was beautiful, the snow was melting, and then the groundhog comes up, looks at a shadow and decides to go back. And within a few days, it looks like this. We had a huge dump of snow in January, and then nothing. Like possibly the warmest winter we've had on record. It's been super mild. Like, just for example, it between like December and February, like even the end of November, usually by the end of November till the end of February, the temperature doesn't even get above zero at all. And this year it feels like every couple weeks there's been at least 2 or 3 days where the temperature comes up above zero and things are melting. So it's been a fantastic winter, but just when we thought it was over, it decided to hit us again. So I just finished plowing for the second time in 2 days. We got about a foot of snow in the last 24 hours. And yeah, so there's a few things that I learned when I first moved into a colder climate. We're originally from the coast, which is a very mild winter. You get more rain than anything. And when we moved here, it was a bit like we didn't appreciate how cold it can get. And a few of the neighbors and friends in the area, gave me a few tips. And one of them that we found was very important is plowing your snow. Like plow your snow as far as you can get it. Plow it back. Because there's a few reasons for that. So if I plowed this snowbank and I didn't plow it far enough the first time it snowed, then every other snowfall, your area is going to get smaller and smaller and smaller. So plowing a huge area in the beginning is key. It makes it so much easier. The other reason plowing your snow as far out of the way as you can is a huge bonus is in the spring when everything's melting, it's not water pooling all over your driveway. When I plow this driveway the first time, I do like 4 passes and I do like a double width. So that my driveway is like 20 feet wide. Because the next snowfall, your driveway is going to end up being 16 feet wide. And then the next one, it'll be 10 feet wide. And, you don't want to get any narrower than that because by the end of the winter, you're going to be driving down a little bobsled run. And it, if you get too big of a berm, then there's nowhere for the tractor to push the snow. So push that snow as wide as you can get it. And then the other thing I wanted to say is when you're building fences in the spring, so this is a tip that you got to think about before wintertime, like in the spring. When you're building your fences, you want to give yourself our driveway is kind of right here. So we have about 8 feet to our fence line. You want to give yourself room to put the snow. So we built our fence about 8 feet back, and that's just I wouldn't want to go 1 foot closer. It just gives us that berm to pile snow up. Because if you pile snow up on your fence, it's going to wreck the fence. So no sense going through all that work and then pushing your fence over with snow. This year we're going to be fencing on this side of the driveway. And I might even go a little more than 8 feet. Just because of that. And then over here, you can see where we pile all this snow here. We kind of wanted to bring our fence right where our snow was piled now. And I'm super glad we didn't fence this side because it really showed us here. I'm going to switch the camera around. So you can see this big pile of snow. This gives us a really good idea where we're going to put our fence in the spring. So we're going to want to put it right along there in front of the horse. Just so that we have somewhere to put the snow. Because you need to put the snow somewhere. It takes up a lot of space. That's a big pile of snow, and if we built our fence too tight, we wouldn't have anywhere to put it. So designing your farm or your farmyard or your homestead, whatever you want to call it, always give yourself room to put that snow. And that's something that moving from a climate where it rains most of the winter, I would never think of that. So pushing that, giving yourself room to get that snow way off your driveway is key. You're not going to have flooding in the spring, or you're not going to have a soggy, muddy driveway in the spring, and you got somewhere to put the snow. Those are just a few things that I'm so glad our neighbor just told me that. He told me that the first winter we moved here, he said, plow that snow off your driveway and get it as far away as you can. And that's been some of the best advice I've been given, and I thought that's something that might help you. So I'm going to be working this week on getting the siding installed on this shop. We've been working away at it slowly. Everything's a little bit slower in the winter, but that's what we're doing this week. Anyway, I hope that helped you. If you got any other tips for anyone, drop them down in the comments. Let me know what little things have benefited you, and I'll see you in the next video.